Hello everyone, it's me, Miss Robbie from Your English. Hello everyone, this is Miss Robbie from Your English 7, and today I'm just going to give a short mini lesson with regards to transcoding nonlinear to linear text and vice versa. What na miss out ni na ako og add in our lesson or in our home task because it wasn't really discussed in your home task. So I'm gonna add this on para lang to explain how to go about with your output 2.4. Okay, so first let's have a short review on what is linear and nonlinear. So as you probably all know already, linear text refers to traditional text that needs to be read from beginning to end, like what we see when we read textbooks, novels, letters, poems, newspaper, magazine articles. On the other hand, nonlinear are the kind of text that you don't read from beginning to end, and you have different ways of reading these kinds of text. And in the sentence example, are the different kinds of tables and graphs. For example, like the pie chart, the bar graph, the line graph, the concept maps, the pictographs, and the pie chart. Okay, so today we'll focus more on how to transcode. Okay, so we will start with how to transcode linear. When you say linear, katong paragraph form, no? How do we transcode or change paragraph form into a non-linear form or change them into either charts, graphs, or tables? Okay, so let's have an example first. So I have here a paragraph. Okay, so let's just read it together now. So you have on savings. As a young teen, Riz does not enjoy as much as other teenagers would. Her weekends are spent on looking for work so she can earn her allowance. She spends 200 pesos a week, 100 pesos for her lunch, 80 pesos for her fare, and 20 pesos for her classroom dues. So in this paragraph, so we know yun sa niya o gastos ang iyang allowance. So she spends it on lunch for 100, iyang fare, iyang pliti. And then bayaran sa eskwelahan, no? 20 pesos. In the next paragraph, she earns more than what she needs for the week. On Saturdays, her routine will be to go to a distant relative and wash clothes for a small earnings of 100 pesos in the afternoon. Okay, so she gets 100 pesos for washing clothes. In the afternoon, she volunteers reading at a neighbor's garden for an hour and gratefully receives 50 pesos for the work extended. So, nanggun na siya, no? So, she is weeding. So, after an hour, she gets 50 pesos. On Sunday after church, she would iron out her teacher's uniform for a fee of 100 pesos. So, in Sunday, mamlansya siya, no? For 100 pesos. So, despite her weekend routine, she remains to be one of the smartest students around. So, even if busy kayo siya sa weekend, okay, so she still maintains her studies. Okay, so what have we learned about the paragraph? Okay, so how does Riz manage her allowance? So what did we get from the paragraph? So we get some information now. So what are some facts or what are the details now we get from the paragraph? So first is that Riz spends 200 pesos for her allowance. Then she spends how much for her lunch? 100 pesos. For her fare, she spends 80, and then for her classroom dues, she spends 20. Okay, so what other information do we know about from the paragraph? So we also learned that she earns her money washing clothes. No, pila man iyang makuha? 100 pesos. And then for reading, she gets 50. And then for ironing, she gets 100. Okay? So, earnings, pila man day ang madawat, no, every weekend. So, we add it up, right? So, 100 for washing clothes, 100 for ironing, and 50 for reading. If you add that up, you will get 250. So, every week, na siya 250 pesos. So, pila man niya magasto? expenditures. So she has 100 for her lunch, 80 for her fare, 20 for her classroom dues, right? So that's 100 plus 80 plus 20, you get 200. So if you deduct her earnings and her expenditure, you will get her savings, no? Pilay mabilin sa iyang kwarta. So you get, she has a savings of 50 pesos. Pwede niya i-save. Alright, so now, okay, so she gets that information. So what do we do? So how do we transcode? So it really depends on the paragraph or the information or data that you have. Depende. There are many ways that you can show that information. So you just have to choose which chart or which graph that is appropriate kanang bagay, no, sa information that you have. For instance, in this case, since we're talking about RIS's expenses and earnings, pwede nato siya ipakita through a table. So look at what I did here. So I just have a table and then I enumerate, no, for example, sa RIS's expenses, unsa man to iyang mga gastos. So I just put them on a table, and on the other side, the amount, no, pila to iyang nagasto, and then I total it. So just by looking at the table, we already know what are RIS's expenses. I can also make a table using her RIS's earnings, no? How does she earn, or yun sa niya kwarta, no, every weekend. So you have their washing clothes, weeding, ironing clothes, and then the amount, and then the total. So I now have transcoded the paragraph into a nonlinear text. In this case, I use a table. Pwede sad, I can choose a pie graph, no, or a pie chart if I want. So for a pie chart, so you have to, in this case, I showed the percentage, no, percentage. If you remember your math, how do you get the percentage? So usually it's the amount divided by the total times 100. Then you get the percent, no? So what did I do? So to get the percentage for lunch, so I divided 100 divided by 250, no, itong total earnings niya, times 100, and I get 40%. Same with classroom dues, no? So 20 divided by 250 times 100, I get 8%. 80 for her fare, 80 divided by 250 times 100, I get 32%. And then, of course, yung savings kay 50 man to divided by 250, I get 20%. So, how do I make the chart now that I have the percent, no? So, sa'yo na kaayo, if you have the pie, remember that the whole pie is equivalent to 100%, diba? So, just to demonstrate, kung imong i-divide ang pie into 2, so this means this is 50%, yeah, this is 50%. Right? So, if I want to have equal, no, so dapat na ako'y 5 dire. No, so, pan lang siya, demonstration lang siya. So, let me divide the pie into 10 para na ako'y 100%. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then another 5 here. Okay. There. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now I have 10 slices to represent 10%. So iyang lunch kay 40% raman. So I only get 40%. So 1, 2, 3, 4. No? And then I shade. No? Kana lang. Ito lang, make it easy lang. Okay, so this represents 40%. Iyang savings is 20. So I only shade 2 or 20%. No? Yeah, 8% is almost like 10. So pwede ra gid estimate. And then iyang fare is like 32%. So I can get like 30. So sakto ra gid siya. So there, I have now my pie. And of course, you have to make sure you label it. No? Muna nga na ako'y lunch, 40%. Pwede sad you write there the amount. No? Lunch, 100 pesos. Fare, 80, 20, ana. But for pie chart, the percentage is much more appropriate. Okay? And here, you put the, what we call the legend. No? What does the color mean? So, kaninga color, lunch, kaninga color, fair, kaninga color, juice, and etc. So, now you have transcoded the paragraph to nonlinear. So, next up is reverse, no? How do we change this time mga graphs, mga charts, tables to paragraph form or to linear? Okay, so let's have an example. Okay, interpret the given chart. Okay, take a second to look at the chart that I have here. Okay, take note of the legend. Okay, boys and girls, the numbers, kaninga mga items here, and of course the title. Okay, so question, what is the chart about? So, what is the chart about? So, you can see it from the title. So, check the title. It's about the number of boys and girls in all sections of grade 7 in Doña Liling for school year 2019-2020. So, pila ka boys and girls sa taga-section sa grade 7 kana nga school year na eskwelahan. Okay? So, very easy. You just need to look at the title and you will already know what the chart is about. Next is, what information or data does it show? What is it telling us? Okay? So, take note na ta sa unsay itong makita, no? Sa chart. So, of course, you have to take note of the legend. So, kaning blue are the boys and the yellow are the girls. And then you have the different sections, no? Okay, hold on. Okay. Continue. Okay, so here. So, in the chart, there are 3 sections showing boys and girls. Sakto? Right? You have section 1, section 2, section 3. Isa pa, you have section 1 has the most number of boys and girls, right? Just by looking at it, you can see nga, ang section 1, mas daghan ang iyang students. Mas daghan iyang boys, mas daghan iyang girls compared sa other sections. What other information or data do we get? Section 2 has the fewest boys. So, of all the sections, section 2 mo'y pinakagamay og number of boys. Section 3 mo'y pinakadaghan or pinakagamay nga girls or fewest girls. We can also see that I think section 1 and section 2 almost the same number, no, Mura? Yes, so there. And then section 1 has the most number of boys. And then we can also say section 3 has more number of boys compared to section 2. So there are many ways that we can interpret the chart. Okay, so how do we transcode then? No, now that we know this information, so ato siyang i-combine. So when we interpret, we can say, so this is the interpretation na. So we already know what the chart is about, what are the information. So we will just need to combine. So how do you interpret? So you can say, you identify what kind of chart it is. So it's a bar graph. So you say the bar graph shows the number of boys and girls in all sections of grade 7 in Doña Liling for school year 2019-2020. So basically, you're just giving the title, no? And then, i-add mo tong mga what you have seen through the chart. Okay, so there are 3 sections showing boys and girls. Pwede sad, you can say blue represents boys, yellow represents girls. Pwede sad. Then, section 1 shows the most number of boys and girls. Section 2 shows the most number of girls, while section 3 shows the fewest number. Oh, so nag-generalize na kano nga sa ilang tulo, section 3 has the fewest number. And then section 1 has the most number of boys, while section 2 has the fewest number of boys in the grade level. Then you can add about the girls, no? Like you can say section 3 has the fewest number of girls, but you already mentioned it, so ayaw na lang ibalik-balik. So the point here is, whatever you see in the chart should be what is in your interpretation. So just like the previous one, ayaw magpuno, dili ta magpuno og information or data nga wala sa chart. Same sad, if the information is not in the paragraph, dili na to ipakita sa chart. Okay, so your paragraph and your chart has to coincide, or they have to have the same information. Otherwise, that's not already transcoding. Okay, you're not interpreting the paragraph correctly or the chart correctly. So in relation to this, ano naghimo ko ani is because on our output 2.4. Okay? So this is for our last home task, and I know this week you will be discussing it with your group mates, no? So of course, dapat tudluan ninyo sila how to do a survey. So for most of you, maybe this will be the first time nga mag-survey mo. Since I can't be there to teach you, mo ni nag-minilasa na lang ko, no? So, how do you do a survey? So, I already gave a steps of video. So, ako lang i-review, no? So, the first thing you need to do is, you go around the neighborhood. So, pwede mo mag-grupo. Maybe your study group, you can go together. Okay? And then, the leaders can assign, no? Pwede mo mag-divide sa trabaho. You can have one person go to a certain parok, certain area, or two pairs, magpare sila, or tulo sila kabuok, mato sila ani nga area, and then mag-isa-isa sila sa mga balay. Okay, so what will they do? So in our case, ang akong gi-choose nga topic is about cell phone. Okay? Inyong pangutan-on unsa ilang mga cell phone brand. Okay? So you ask them what cell phone brand your neighbors like, and you have to have a list, no? Na sila papel listahan nila. So what is in your list? So how many people you interview? So let's say kami duha nangadto mi ani nga barangay. Pangutan nami, anya among na pangutan-an is mga 10 kabuok. Okay, so you have to have a number. Pila kabuok ang imong gi pangutana. Then, you have to write there what are the cell phone brands they prefer. Isa-isa gina siya, no? So, si Nong Mario, ganahan siya og Samsung. Si Ate Carla, ganahan siya og Oppo. Si Manong Ben, ganahan siya og kanang Chinese lang. Katong Huawei or sana Xiaomi, whatever. No? So, kana. You list that down. Okay? So, once you have all the information, balik na sad mo as a group, and then itali ninyo ang unsay mga data nga you got from your neighbor. So, the leader, of course, you have to take the lead. So, imo na siyang ipang sum up, no? I-add on, pila ka book ganahan og Oppo, pila ganahan og Samsung, pila ganahan og Cherry Mobile, pila ka book ana. I-add na ninyo, and then you will make a graph. So, pili mo whichever, you like to use, whichever is easier. Pwede bar graph, pwede pictograph, kung ganahan mo. Pwede ka ng line graph or pie chart, no? Whichever you like. So, you create a graph to show your findings. So, mo ni diri ang, mo to, nagtudlo ko ninyo, how do you do it, no? There will be a little bit of math, ana. So, apply your math knowledge. Pwede mo mangutana sa inyong math teacher, or you can ask me. It's just very basic math naman. Addition naman to og multiplication and division. So, just, for example, if you're going to use the pie chart, so you have to get the percentage, no? But if you use the bar graph, mas sayon-sayon siya. But you have to know how to use the katong X, Y, and stuff like that. Okay? So, kung di, gihapon mo kabaw unsahon pagbuhat ana, maybe I can mag-video chat na lang ta, so I can discuss it more in detail, no? Pero it's actually just very easy once na kay information. Like, sabi, ko kabalik. So, let's just say, no, na kay graph. Like this, no? For example, so sa X nimo or your XY, diri ang number. So, depende on how many people. So, let's say maximum likes of people in a certain phone is, let's say, mga 10 ra sila ka-book, no? Or 10 people like Samsung. Yan mo na yung pinaka taas. So, di tara yung kakutob, 10 or 15. Let's say, para lang makita, no? So, di na ka mo antog 100. Taas na mo. Lapas na yung graph sa papel. Okay? So, you can use 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, or odd number, or by 5, no? It's up to you. or a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whichever. No, basta equal ang iyang shape. Easier kung ang leader na ay laptop, you can use katong chart na icon sa Word, no? It will create the chart for you para sa yon. Pero pwede na sa itong manual. So sa imong X, the number, and then in your Y is the cell phone brand, no? So you have there Samsung, Oppo, Nokia, Huawei. Kanilang if naani siya nga mga cellphone. Do not put a cellphone brand nga wala gipili sa imong silingan. Only those that were mentioned no sa inyong silingan. Okay? So after that, so once you've drawn the graph, you will write an interpretation kani. No? So I just put figure 1 and 1 just as an example ra ni siya. So this graph shows that out of pila man inyong interview, this is the result. So, blank number of people likes Samsung phone, 5 prefer Oppo, 2 have Nokia phones, and kani siya nga mga information dili is makita sa chart, no? So, if you say 2, duharay ganahan og Nokia, makita gyud nga yes, 2, this one has 5, this one has 4, this one has 10. Okay? So, very simple lang. Just make it very simple. Interpretation, I mean. Okay. So, now, is you're going to, okay, transfer it into, once you've created the design and draft pa man to inyong gibuhat, diba? Nag-drawing pa mo and then you put an interpretation. So, you are going to make it beautiful, transfer it into your bond paper. So, if you work as a group, so naturally, you will have the same outputs, no? So, that's fine. Pero, you have an option to make it beautiful. Kamo, hinduta sad ang inyong output. Kanang, ayun ang hatag og output na hugaw, no? So, use your artistic ability. So, kung ganan kag art, then you put some arts dira sa inyong bond paper. Design it, make it colorful, make it creative. Mas higher points na siya. Whereas, kung hugaw ang inyong ipanghatag sa ako, usually I deduct it, no? Minusan na nako kay hugaw. So, you can use bond paper or construction paper katong baga-baga gamay nga paper. Then, design it however you like. Okay. I will give you an option, leaders, to choose. Kung di mo ganahan, ang topic is about cell phone brands, you can change it. You can talk about other stuff. For example, like, what toothpaste? Or, what soft drinks? Or what snack they like to eat? Or what's their favorite movies? No? Type of movies. Horror, kanang love story, comedy. Or about anime. No? Pero, if you talk about anime, and then you're gonna be interviewing mga tiguang, so limited lagi imong answer. Most likely, you will have a lot of answers if you interview mga ka-age ninyo, no? But if we're talking about general, okay, so depende na. The point there is you get data. Okay, what mobile games? So, target yun ninyo ani is your classmates or your neighbors nga younger or ka-age ninyo. So, you can change the topic. I encourage you to be creative, to expand, no? So, if napa may mahuna-huna nga nindot nga topic nga pwede ninyo i-survey, go ahead. Just make sure nga na I title, do that. Okay? So, but if you just want something easy, then cell phone. Okay? Or whatever topic na naa-dire. Okay, so this is what your output would look like. So, of course, dapat na gito format nga uniform, no? I wasn't able to, I think I was able to print this. Naka-print mo ko ani. And then at the back is your katong nice space dito where you can draw your output, no? So, you can do that. Pwede sad mo maghimo og different one wherein you can be creative. Pwede ra sad, no? But the point there is the pattern or the format is the same. So, you have your name, of course, your section, your score, and the date when you submitted it. Title, no? Output 2.4, doing a survey. Kani, this is just a sample. Dili ni kopyahon, right? So, once you've done your survey, it should look like this. So, depende ra sad. So, in this example, I chose a bar graph. So wherein nara diri ang title, no, cell phone preferences. Na ako'y legend, no, kay gi-color man ako red. So there are red means the cell phone preferences. So in the XY, I have the numbers, and then kani, and then you have the different phones that I or the people mentioned, and then na diri akong interpretation. So if you want to get perfect, so you need to have the paragraph, the graph, and the interpretation. So once you only have the graph, nya wala interpretation, -5 na siya. So dili ma-perfect, no? So if you want perfect, dapat na agad ni silang duha. Okay? So di sad pwede paragraph ra. So dapat na agad ang graph. Yeah, unsa nga graph, it's really up to you, no? So it really depends on the information. Pwede sad line graph, pwede gid sad ang bar graph, pwede sad ang pie chart, no? Any. Pwede sad ang katong concept map. So it's really up to you how to be creative. So leaders, kay kamo man akong gisultian ani, please pass it along. I will also make a video of this and I'll share it sa atong GC, but dili guarantee no that everyone can watch it. So that's the reason why we have the study group, so you can share this sa inyong ka-group mates or inyong silingan nga schoolmates ninyo, no? Even if di ninyo siya ka-section. As long as she or he is a grade 7 sa Danya Liling, they are under me in English, please share it to them so they will know, no? And I wanna take this opportunity to say congratulations. So nag-check na ko, I'm almost done checking. I'm already sa Rose, and mo check na ko sa, I'm in the middle sa Rose o sa Daisy, human ako sa Sampaguita and Gumamela. Once I'm done with this 2 section, I will announce your scores, no, in your summative, and so far when I check your home task or your classmates home task sa Gumamela and Sampaguita, almost everybody answered correctly and submitted their outputs. Gamay ra, di pareha last quarter nga. Daghan kayo, like sa Gumamela, daghan kayo ang incomplete, no? So I wanna congratulate the leaders. I think you did a good job, guys. Nakita man ako, no, sa outputs nila nga they did it correctly. Most of them anyway. So kana, di sa tamo expect nga 100%, guys. Again, there are people or namoy classmate nga wala na reach out, no, wala ni appeal sila ni appeal sa group study, and probably did not see the video. So that's to be expected. But I wanna congratulate you guys. We celebrate niya ta soon, no? Because I'm also thinking I will award the group that is very consistent in doing the study group. I'm planning to visit you. Please let me know if mag-study group mo og Saturday, because that's the only day that I'm free and I have a driver. Hindi ako sakyanan, so I can't visit you during the weekdays, no? So weekends are good pwede. So if you can have your study group on a weekend, please let me know so I can visit you and at least maka-discuss ko gamay, no? And hopefully I can bring your other teachers as well in case na mo'y mga questions. Let me know also unsa nga subject nga ganahan mo nga kuyugan ako. For example, like, do you want me to bring Miss Manilyn over or Ma'am Cherilyn or Ma'am Rachini? Okay, so let me know para we can go and visit your study group. Okay, and kana lang, hopefully you can explain this, and then if you have any questions, guys, feel free to let me know. I'm just a chat away. Ayaw lang sad ng gabi, ha? Grabe na sad mo. Ikuan sad, ilugar sad pa. No? Don't call your teachers after 5 p.m. No? So, ibutang sad sa lugar. Okay? So, I hope you will have fun in the survey. Please be careful. Wear your mask, health protocols, even when you go around sa neighborhood. Okay? And, of course, ask your parents' permission to do a survey. So, walay pugsanay, no? If your parents will not allow you to go outside the house, okay ra gyud kaayo, you can ask the members of your family or kanang nara sa imong close vicinity nimo. You don't have to go away, no, sa lagyo. So, you can still do the survey, pero ang imong pangutan-on is members sa inyong family, no? They don't have to have the cellphone, ha? Kaya ang pangutana naman ani unsa nga cellphone ilang ganahan. It doesn't mean nga they have the cellphone. So, pangutan na lang ka, unsa ganahan nimo nga cellphone te? no? Kung nakakarta ka. So that's it, no? It doesn't have to mean na naa ang cellphone, na sila cellphone. It's just preference naman. So kana ha? Okay, so have fun everyone and I'll see you soon next time. Bye.